Earl the Pearl, Ultimate 216. Make sure you go check out the Ultimate 216. His episode is up right now. He just put out an episode yesterday, and he talked about this. He talked about the fact that, yes, Amari Cooper is holding out. He does want a contract. But right now, he says he's not the number one priority. And when I heard this, I said, oh, no, I got to talk about this. I love Earl. That's my brother, but I don't know where you got that from. Listen to what he had to say about Myles Garrett being the actual guy that needs the contract. And Amari Cooper, he got to have to wait.
You know, you have some guys that if they perform well this year, you're going to have to hand out some money to. And I understand Amari Cooper has been great over his 2 seasons here with the Cleveland Browns. But should Amari really be at the top of your extension list? And my answer is no. I think the person that needs to be at the very, very top of any talks about a contract extension is Myles Garrett. And I think the longer that Andrew Berry waits to get a new contract done for Myles Garrett, I think the more and more it's going to cost him. There is no world where Myles Garrett should not be one of the top 2 or 3 players that's a non-quarterback paid in the NFL annually. Myles Garrett is coming off winning the Defensive Player of the Year award. Myles Garrett is a primetime premier player in this league, and he plays a primetime premier position, right? And so if you take all of that into account, you know, the importance of what he means to the Cleveland Browns organization, you know, his investments into the city of Cleveland. Hell, he's part owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He owns a small portion of the Cleveland Cavaliers now. And I think that if you talk about paying it forward to any player, Myles Garrett has to be at the top of that list when you consider contribution, when you consider age, when you consider, you know, the length of his current deal, when you consider the landscape of the NFL right now as we speak.
No. Out of pocket. Don't understand it. Let me break this down. I'm confused. So you meaning to tell me a guy in Myles Garrett who's under contract, who is not holding out, who has not said he wanted a new contract, who has not expressed any sort of anger about said contract, why would we just all of a sudden out of the blue roll over when we got to take care of Amari Cooper, knowing good and well that's what it is, knowing good and well this day has been coming since he got here. And we gonna roll over and say, you know what? Myles Garrett, the best player in the team, let's just go ahead and give him some money today. Because I'm worried about him having a great year and then paying more. Who cares? No one cares at all. That's not it. Why would you just out of the blue just make up and give Myles Garrett money? Why would you do that? And then you have what at receiver? I thought Earl was Myles Garrett's agent. Maybe he signed him to a PR deal. I don't know. But for him to bring up Myles Garrett out of the blue, sight unseen, like, yeah, I know Amari Cooper wants some money, but let's give the money back to Myles Garrett. You know, he owner of the Cavs. He's good in the community. What does that got to do with Amari Cooper getting his bag? Are we trying to alienate the guy? Are we trying not to alienate the best receiver, the only guy that is put up yards for us, the only guy in the history of the Cleveland Browns that has been consecutively putting up 1,100 yards every single year with terrible quarterbacks like Jacoby Brissett, like rookies like DTR, like guys like Phillip Walker, PJ Walker? He putting up 1,100 with Flacco. He only played a handful of games with your boy Deshaun Watson. And he's consistently done that. So why would you then give that money to Myles Garrett for? Did Myles Garrett just knock on the Stefanski's door and say, I don't want some money? I'm trying to think. I had to go back and look on the internet. I was like, well, did Myles Garrett say that he wanted or what? We all know he's the best player. We all know when his contract up, he gonna get that bag. But one of the things that we can't do, this is my problem. I've always had a problem with this, man. See, fans, people much rather play GM than to actually get into the nitty-gritty of, like, no, we need a Amari Cooper to make this offense run. You got Jerry Jeudy on the strength of you already had a bona fide number one receiver. Now you want to say, okay, well, if he want too much, we gonna go trade him and get somebody like Michael Thomas or Hunter Renfrow. That's disrespectful. Hunter Renfrow and Michael Thomas? Michael Thomas got more surgeries than me. Michael Thomas is somewhere bandaging his wounds as we speak. And Hunter Renfrow is a glorified slot receiver. He might want to go back. He might want to go back to a camp at Clemson. What are we talking about here? And the question is Amari Cooper at the top of the food chain? Yes and yes. Everybody wants to play GM. It's economics. We had Field Yates on the other day. He's telling you that the Cleveland Browns are willing to pay money and as we restructure these deals like no other team is doing. But instead of accepting that and keeping all your people, listen, and keeping everybody intact to go and follow the objective of getting to a Super Bowl, we start deviating, thinking that we monopoly men, like we work at Saks Goldman. Like we work at Chase. I mean, what are we doing? We do not work at a money market firm. Everybody want to be a money market guy. Well, it's too much. Compared to what? It's too much money. I don't think, bro, I consistently talk about it. What free agent or player under contract could the Cleveland Browns not sign because they were in cap purgatory? Give me one person that they couldn't, it was just off the table. You can't give me one. So why do I care about what Jimmy Haslam spends? Give him $60 million. Figure it out. I'm not no financial guru. Like everybody want to play GM. Like everybody, I'm gonna give him 2 years in this. He's overpaid. He's underpaid. He's medium paid. He's paid exactly the way. Listen, stop talking about pay and start talking about what's on that field. And what it means for Amari Cooper to be on that field is when that coverage is rolling, they going to Amari Cooper, which sets up an opportunity for backside and Jerry Jeudy and him getting the second corner and him getting free releases and him getting to work to be. Guess what? Elijah Moore now can move to the slot. We don't got to worry about him getting off press coverage and doing that because that's not his game. So when you say you don't need Amari Cooper is the key to the Browns passing attack. Period, point blank. If you don't have a number one receiver, you're done. I keep trying to tell people, and I think the Browns will get it done. The Browns will do their thing. They've shown that they have a track record of paying people. But this notion that we just, oh no, he's not next up. That's crazy. That's ludicrous, bro. Like that. What do you mean? Like you just arbitrarily, it sounds like you're going to arbitrarily pay Myles Garrett prior to him wanting that money just to say we're not going to give it to Amari Cooper. You know, the people that show up and do their job night and day, the two guys, Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper, I got a problem because I feel like people being hypocritical. Like, don't say that you love the fact that they hand the ball to the referee. You love the fact that they just come in, they play hurt. They good locker room guys. They don't bother nobody. They don't showboat. It's not a me type atmosphere. They're great teammates, good people. Y'all say all of that. That's cap. Because the first two people that y'all be trying to take money from is Nick Chubb and Amari Cooper. And the first thing you say is a business. Well, if it's a business, I don't want to hear y'all talking about all the other knuckleheads getting in trouble that want the ball every single play, that be on the field, off the field, locker room issues. Don't talk about them if it's just business. Because the first people y'all want to take money away from is the guys that actually produce and show up. And Amari Cooper is showed up and done what nobody else pretty much in the last 30 years has done for the Cleveland Browns. And that's put up numbers with mediocre offenses and run-first offenses with multiple quarterbacks. Pay the man his money, and I think the Cleveland Browns will do that. I'm just saying.